Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a este nuevo espacio donde hablaremos de una realidad que muchos viven en Antofagasta, pero pocos comentan a fondo: el desempleo, la desigualdad y las posibles rutas hacia un trabajo decente. Yo soy Antonia.
Yo soy Piero.
Y yo Rocío. Esto es Desempleo y Desigualdad en Antofagasta, Rutas hacia el Trabajo Decente, un podcast educativo y social, pensado especialmente para quienes hoy buscan oportunidades laborales en nuestra ciudad y para quienes quieren entender el impacto económico y humano que este tema tiene.
En este episodio vamos a presentarte el panorama general de la situación laboral en Antofagasta, porque cuando estamos acostumbrados a escuchar que somos una de las ciudades más ricas de Chile, lo cierto es que no todas las personas ven reflejada esa riqueza en su vida diaria.
Y ahí está el punto central de este programa. ¿Cómo puede haber tanta desigualdad en una ciudad con tanta actividad económica? ¿Por qué tantas personas, especialmente jóvenes, mujeres y quienes no están en el sector minero, siguen sin encontrar empleos estables o bien remunerados?
Nuestra ciudad tiene una tasa de desempleo que, aunque ha bajado levemente, sigue siendo preocupante. Entre diciembre de 2024 y febrero del 2025, la cifra era del 7,4%, y en el último trimestre, de enero a marzo de este año, fue de un 6,8%. Puede parecer un avance, pero todavía es un reflejo de una economía que no está siendo inclusiva.
Detrás de estos números hay historias de frustración, de incertidumbre, de familias que no logran llegar a fin de mes, aunque vivan en una de las zonas con mayor ingreso per cápita del país. Y eso es algo que nos duele como comunidad.
Llevo más de un año buscando trabajo estable. He hecho cursos, me he capacitado, he ido a ferias laborales, pero siempre me piden experiencia o redes de contacto que no tengo. A veces siento que Antofagasta avanza, pero sin mí.
Él es el señor invisible, una persona de esta ciudad, pero que tiene historias muy reales. Él representa a tantas personas que hoy se sienten fuera del sistema laboral, excluidos o invisibilizadas.
Y no solo se trata de no tener trabajo, también hablamos de la calidad de empleos. Muchos trabajos son informales, sin contratos ni protección social. Eso significa vivir con miedo, sin estabilidad y muchas veces sin poder acceder a derechos básicos como salud o pensión.
Además, el coste de vida en Antofagasta es altísimo. El riendo de una vivienda puede ser comparable al de ciudades más desarrolladas, pero sin los sueldos o las oportunidades que estas ciudades ofrecen. Es una contradicción constante.
Por eso, este podcast no solo quiere visibilizar el problema, sino también acercarte a posibles soluciones. Este programa está enmarcado en el Objetivo de Desarrollo Sostenible número 8, que busca promover un crecimiento económico sostenido, inclusivo y sostenible, con empleo pleno y trabajo decente para todos.
Y en los próximos episodios vamos a ir desglosando distintas aristas, porque hay tanto desempleo juvenil, cómo afecta la informalidad laboral a las familias, qué oportunidades nuevas existen en sectores como el turismo o las energías limpias.
También hablaremos de propuestas reales, como fomentar la educación gratuita para oficios técnicos, apoyar a emprendedores con fondos accesibles o promover que las empresas contraten localmente. Porque sí, hay rutas hacia el trabajo decente, pero hay que conocerlas y empujarlas entre todos.
Y esto es importante. Queremos que tú también seas parte de esta conversación. Si estás buscando trabajo, si estás emprendiendo o si simplemente te preocupa el futuro laboral de Antofagasta, este podcast es para ti.
Aquí no vas a encontrar recetas mágicas, pero sí honestidad, compromiso social, experiencias reales y una búsqueda constante para soluciones posibles.
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos en este primer episodio. En el próximo capítulo nos meteremos de nuevo en las causas profundas del desempleo en Antofagasta, desde el modelo económico local hasta la falta de capacitación o el impacto de la dependencia minera.
Síguenos, comparte este espacio y recuerda que no estás solo o sola. Hay miles de personas que, como tú, buscan un mejor futuro y este puede ser un primer paso.
Hasta la próxima. Y no olvides, un trabajo decente no es un privilegio, es un derecho.
Welcome to this second episode of Unemployment and Inequality in Antofagasta. Paths toward decent work. Today, we are going to talk about something essential. How we can move from worrying about unemployment to taking a concrete steps to change the reality of our city.
As we mentioned in the first episode, Antofagasta faces a serious unemployment problem, especially in sectors outside of mining. Currently, the unemployment rate is around 6.8%, although just a few months ago it was even higher, about 7.4%.
Today, we're going to interview an expert who knows a lot about the subject. Please welcome Mr. Invisible.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Invisible, and yes, I am indeed invisible.
Wow, what magical words. Anyway, Mr. Invisible, what do you know about the problem of unemployment in the city of Antofagasta?
Well, this is a problem that is very frequent in the city of Antofagasta. During the trimester from January to March, this was of a 6.8%, which is lower than the last trimester that was from December 24 to February 25, whose problem was of a 7.4%. Has this problem recently increased, or has it decreased even more than last time? Recently, during the trimester from February to April, the numbers have gone up again to 7.1%. Wow, so you are telling us that the problem has increased 0.3% in comparison to the last time, but it has also decreased prior to December 2024.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Mr. Invisible, I have another question for you.
Tell me.
Do you know about which areas of the industry have decreased the most in the city of Antofagasta?
Let me remember.
Don't worry, buddy. Take your time. Ready?
Well, while we wait for Mr. Invisible to be finished thinking, we will present a commercial.
¿Llegué tarde?
Cuánta falta nos hacía Navidades en familia, los abrazos entre todos, peinarse para la foto, los secretos entre tías y las cuentas regresivas, las historias del abuelo que nos erizan los pelos, recordar con los que tengo a los que miran desde el cielo, miles de viejos pascueros, árboles, pesebres, renos, cuánta falta le hace al mundo, celebremos todos juntos, parques, casas y animales, taxis, puertos, hospitales, feliz Navidad para todos, feliz Navidad para todos, en Falabella y en América, feliz Navidad para todos.
¿Cuánta falta nos hacía la Navidad? Feliz Navidad para todos. Les desea Falabella.
Hope you enjoying this beautiful commercial. Now we will be continuing.
Also, remember, this podcast is possible thanks to everyone who shares and listens.
And if you're looking for a new job and a new opportunity, this is your chance.
Come join our mining learning program. We will help you to increase your skills, and in the future we even might help you get into a new company.
Learning something new could be the first step to better opportunities.
Oh, I think I remember now what I was going to say.
Finally.
Areas in the industry that have decreased the most in their activity in the industry is surprisingly mining. Even if they have helped increase economic activity in zones like energy, gas, water, and financial service and construction, mining hasn't impulsed a diverse development.
But why? What are the reasons?
Its development has been weak despite promotion efforts. Well, despite the importance of mining, even if they have increased in absolute terms, they have done it very poorly, and it's presented under the regional standards. It has been failing to generate productive chains that consolidate industrial diversification.
Mr. Invisible, I have a question.
Tell me what is your question and I will respond.
My question is, why have so many people been fired from their jobs? What are the reasons?
Well, there are many reasons why people get fired from their jobs. So then tell us just one of them. Well, one of the main reasons why so many people get fired from their jobs is the inability to do several tasks. What does this refer to and why is a problem? This refers to the fact that workers can't perform their work because of an injury, a health condition, or a cold. These problems can be temporary or permanent, and this can affect the workers' capabilities on the job. And I have another question related to the topic. What are the consequences of the inability to sell on the workers and the company? A few consequences are loss of income. This means that the worker may stop receiving income or a temporary disability benefit or a permanent disability pension, which may be less than their usual income. Another consequence is the impact on the company. The company may experience a decline in sales. This could lead to the need to hire temporary staff. Also, another difficulty is meeting the sales goals. And the last difficulty that it can bring to the company is personal problems. The disabilities can lead to emotions such as frustration, anxiety. With this, it can make a difficulty to adapt to the new situation.
Oh wow, that's very interesting.
What solution could we apply to this problem and how?
We actually have lots of ideas. First, we have a free education in practical trades and technologies that companies really need. Second, we have accessible funding for local entrepreneurs.
Third, we have incentives so companies hire locally. Fourth would be diversifying beyond mining into sectors like tourism and clean energy.
For our last idea, we thought about making it easier for informal workers to become formal employees with real benefits.
Education opens doors that today feel closed. Technical training, digital skills, or even customer service. Things that companies look for but aren't always accessible.
Supporting entrepreneurs helps small businesses grow, create local jobs, and make the economy more dynamic.
And diversification is key. Solar power, cultural tourism, local gastronomy. These sectors don't just depend on copper prices.
Finally, formalizing work means more stability, contracts, pensions, health insurance, and a real sense of belonging to the formal economy.
If we manage to do this, unemployment could drop. More people would find formal jobs and families wouldn't have to stretch every peso to cover basic needs.
will also help young people and women get fair opportunities. Not just jobs, but jobs with dignity.
And Antofagasta could show that a mining city can also be a diverse, inclusive, and resilient city.
It sounds big, but the first step is local. First, we could give free courses offered by the city or regional government.
Give microloans or small grants for new businesses.
Invest in tourism, infrastructure, or clean energy projects.
And also apply laws or programs to help workers move from informal to formal jobs.
The idea isn't to replace mining, but to balance it, so economic growth feels real for everyone. It has improved poorly. Well, at least it has improved a bit, and that's better than nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, you know what I know? A really cute place to buy clothes.
Really? Where?
You'll see. Now, we are going with a short commercial break.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Now that we're back from the commercial break, we will continue to ask questions to our special guest.
Mr. Invisible, what's the reasons of unemployment? To truly understand why Antofagasta, despite its world struggles with high unemployment and inequality, we need to look at several structural and economic factors. Antofagasta's economy is almost completely dependent on mining. When mining projects slow down, automate, or finish, a lot of people lose their jobs, and as a result, when the mining cycle slows, the entire local economy suffers, and there aren't enough other sectors strong enough to absorb unemployment workers.
We also see high informality in the labor market. Many workers, specifically outside mining, end up in informal jobs. Cleaning services, street vending, small retail, or construction work. Many people end up working without contracts, health insurance, or retirement savings. There are also tends to be unstable, low-paid, and without long-term prospects. It works, yes, but it's unstable and doesn't really count as formal employment.
Exactly. And then there will what we call structured unemployment. This creates a barrier, especially for young people who don't have experience yet, and for women, because mining remains a male-dominated field, and outside mining there simply aren't enough sectors that systematically offer decent jobs to these groups. Many jobs in mining and construction are still dominated by men, and there aren't enough opportunities in service, tourism, or other sectors where women and youth could work together. Plus, the cost of living here is incredibly high, and Antofagasta is among the most expensive cities in Chile, in terms of rent than compared to Santiago or other large cities, expensive food, and service. Even if you have a job, it might be not enough to really make ends meet. We also have limited economic diversification. Other sectors like tourism, service, and renewable energy exist, but they haven't developed enough to create jobs at scale, so the local economy remains vulnerable to many cycles. This amplifies the effect of unemployment and pushes more people into informal work.
Well, that was interesting.
I know, right?
What we see is a paradox. A city that looks rich from the outside, but where many people are left out of that wealth, either because they can't find formal work or because their salaries don't match the cost of living.
These causes make Antofagasta have higher unemployment than other regions and a lot of inequality between those who are and are not linked to mining.
Now, we thank our guests for answering your questions, and we also thank you for listening. We invite you to reflect and share this episode with someone who might need hope or ideas.
A quick thanks to everyone support us on social media. Remember to follow for updates and share your own story or questions.
This was Unemployment and Inequality in Antofagasta, Paths Toward Decent Work. See you in the next episode!
Hello! Welcome to a new episode of Desempleo y Desigualdad en Antofagasta. Rutas hacia el trabajo decente. Where, in the last couple of episodes, we have talked about a city's problem, Antofagasta. This is sadly our last episode of the series.
We have learned a lot about the percentages of people who are unemployed. To finish these podcasts with a conclusion, the employment situation in Antofagasta shows a downward trend in unemployment, with an increase in employment, especially in the mining sector for the last months, even if it increased poorly.
It's very sad how thousands of people in city deal with this daily, but thanks to this newfound knowledge, people are now aware about the problem, so it can change and get better. The good news is that Antofagasta may have decreased the number of people that are in employment.
This improved very poorly. The fight for not having a job is not only of not having money, it's also a mental fight of how you're going to survive the time until you will get a new job. It's about the hope and the faith of being okay. Also, the thought of I'm a failure, I don't have a job, isn't true. A job doesn't define you as a person.
Finishing the chapter, we can say this was very interesting assignment to do. And I loved the way it was just so fun to do because this helped me to learn more about teamwork. For me, it was easier to understand better with Antonia and Rocio.
And would also like to thank Miss Cota and Miss Lorena for the help and support while making this podcast. And also appreciate the time of Mr. Invisible.
Ha 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 ha. No problem. Also, thanks to Rocio and Antonia for the invitation to this awesome podcast. When I was younger, I also made a podcast. It was fun until while recording my arm broke. Don't ask how. But this was about pollution. I hope I help you guys with my knowledge to your awesome podcast. I love helping people.
While While we finish this chapter, let's remember that awareness is the first step towards change. We've seen how this issue affects not only our bank accounts, but also our mental health and our relationships.
In future episodes, we will continue digging better solutions, exploring training programs, mental health awareness, and stories of people who found new paths. We want to stand out community efforts, government policies that are making a real difference. To everybody listening on going through unemployment, know this: you are not alone. Your worth is not about your job title. Keep your hopes alive. Better days are ahead, and every step, no matter how small it is.
We really hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you did, like and subscribe. And don't forget to activate the bell to be pending for new updates. And we all hope you have a good day.
We will launch a new episode soon. Don't miss it.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Bye.